So this is a review on the Aferiy 2000, and I just got back from a 3-month holiday abroad, and it gave me a chance to use this in my caravan. And we used it with a induction hob, an 1800 watt induction hob, twin hob. One side was 1800, the other side was 1300, and that ran that brilliantly when both of them were on. I also used it with an air fryer and the fridge in the van and a fan and a cool box. And I also used a TV as well. And it ran everything. It's no problems. And recharging it was via my solar panels. And we also used it we went to a lot of sites that were only 6 amp. And you tended to find I was tripping the switch on the electrics, so I used this as a backup. So it came in its own there, the PowerStation. I mainly used it for cooking actually, but when we did cook we would use about 25% depending on what you were using. So if you're just cooking, say sausages, which is about half an hour, or chips, it would use about 25% for around about 30 minutes of use in the air fryer, and using the induction hob probably around about 20%. But overall, every day roughly around about 25% we would use. And then I was to recharge it, and you can recharge it with my solar panels, which are 130 watt. And the good thing about this is that if I was drawing 80 watts out and I had 130 going in, so it was actually putting positive into it. So it was actually putting it back in, and that helped a lot. And also took the anxiety off of didn't enough battery power. I also had a leisure battery. I have a leisure battery in there, 110 amp battery, and that was sort of backup really. But it's good. And I also used it as an electric hookup unit, so I could plug it into the van and it would run everything. We did that once up in the Pyrenees mountains, so that was good. The only drawback I found with it is these door flaps covering the sockets. They do break off, and I have broken this one off. And but it's not an issue. If they weren't on there, I wouldn't even bother to notice. I like the fact it comes in a little bag. You keep all your cables in there. We used it for the tablets and the batteries, quick charge. It was good. I did use a cigarette socket for an additional sort of a little fan. You can charge it up in the car as well while you're driving along, but we never drove for that length of time. So I think it's about 5 hours you've got to drive full to get it fully charged. Most of the driving we did was about 2.5 hours. But I didn't need to anyway. It was generally around about 75%. The lowest I got down to was 6%, and that was only because I forgot to plug it into the charge on the solar panels. Because obviously as I'm driving, it's in the van, it's charging. So, but I do recommend it. I think it's a brilliant bit of kit, and I'm glad I bought it. I recommend it. It really is good. So the only drawback is the weight. 22 kilos is quite heavy, but it will move around in the van, that's for sure. Yeah, one of the best bit of kit I've bought recently. I like it. So I hope you like my review. It's only short, but I'm just telling you as it is. It'll run anything. You can even use it down in the bottom of the garden if you're using the his trimmers or lawnmower, electric lawnmower. You can go anywhere with it really. I'm glad I bought it. I'm going to try off-grid for a long time. Next time I'm going to try a week and see if I can manage the combination of the gas cooker and this, and see how we go. And I hope you like my review, and if you do, give us a thumbs up.